Hey everybody, how are you? This is Jim Prislek from the Pain PT. Hope you guys are doing well. Again, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And today we're going to talk about a little follow-up to a blog post I put out yesterday around anxiety and worry and its relationship to somatic symptoms in the body. And I put out some research that showed there was a bidirectional relationship between anxiety and worry and somatic physical symptoms in the body. So, what this means is that the anxiety itself and the worry itself can cause and create somatic symptoms in your body. So, anxiety is associated with and creates, concomitants, physical somatic sensations. So, we can have anxiety sensations or anxiety symptoms in the body. We can also have anxiety on the back end of symptoms. So somatic symptoms can be generated and it can make us feel anxious and worried on the back end. So we have the chicken or the egg scenario where you have this loop here where you can have it either on the front or the back end. And both ends there of anxiety and worry can be contributing factors to the symptoms. So obviously on the front end, if you're anxious and worried about something and then you get a symptom in your body, that would be a root cause of the symptom. If you get it on the back end, meaning you're reacting with anxiety and worry to your symptom, that can be something that sustains and helps to perpetuate a symptom, and it's not going to go away as quickly. So in both those instances, we do want to work with the anxiety and the worry. And like I mentioned on my Facebook page, most people are not focusing on the anxiety and worry, they're focusing on the symptoms. They're focusing on the wrong thing. Okay, so we want to move our attention away from the symptoms and onto the anxiety and worry as a better way to treat this, as a more effective way to deal with the symptoms. Okay, so this is the first thing you want to do is you want to shift away from symptoms onto, let's say, anxiety and worry, if that is one of the causes or the reactions you're having to your somatic symptoms. And we want to focus on treating that. We want to focus on working with your anxiety and worry as a root level cause and contributor to symptoms. We've talked about this before. Anxiety, again, is a false fear. It is an exaggeration of fear based on a perceived danger or threat, a perceived, which is different from a real danger or threat. A real danger or threat would equal fear. Okay, so that would be an actual emotion that we want to listen to. Car's about to run me over. There's a fire in my house. There's some immediate threat and danger. I need to listen to my fear and escape and avoid and withdraw, get away. Now, if the danger is perceived, meaning your pain or your symptom is produced by your brain, produced by the nervous system, it's a signaling issue. It's not a structural issue. There's no damage. There's no harm, which means there's perceived danger or threat. Then the resultant anxiety or worry that you have that either created it or is on the back end is based on something that's not true. It's false. It's not real. So in this instance, we don't want to listen to the anxious energy. We don't want to believe it. We don't want to act off it like it's fear. Okay, so for example, like I mentioned, fear will make you naturally avoid, withdraw, run away, escape, or shut down. Anxiety can make you do the same things, except we don't want to do those things because the danger isn't real. The threat isn't real. Okay, so we don't want to avoid, withdraw, pull back, shut down. We actually want to do the opposite. Okay, so one of the things with anxiety is that we actually challenge it, we engage, we do the things that actually are making us anxious to get over the anxiety. So it's quite paradoxical, but it really isn't, because remember, this is not real fear. This is projected and perceived fear. Again, anxiety. And if we have anxiety and worry on the front end causing the symptom, well, there's nothing to worry about with the symptom because it's caused by anxiety and worry, which is, again, not true danger. So the symptom it created in your body is only a production of your mind based on something that's not truly threatening. And if you have a reaction to your symptoms with anxiety and worry, the same thing. It's nothing to be worried about because the symptom itself is nothing to be worried about. So in both those instances, we can work with the anxiety and the worry around the somatic symptom because in both those instances, there's no danger or threat. So we don't want to listen to, believe, or act on the anxiety and worry. We want to let it go. We want to relax. We want to remind ourselves, reassure ourselves, reaffirm to ourselves that we are okay. We're safe. We're fine. There's no danger. There's no threat. Okay, and in that way, we can let the anxiety go and we can move forward and move through it. Remember, fear makes you move backwards as a protective response. Anxiety will also want to make you move backwards, away. And I'm saying, no, we move forwards, we move through it, we challenge it, we confront whatever it is that's causing the anxiety and worry. That's how we're going to start to get over it. So I just wanted to highlight that today, that studies are showing, multiple studies now, the influence of anxiety and worry on causing somatic symptoms, bidirectional, and in reaction to somatic symptoms. And in both those cases, we want to focus on the anxiety and worry instead of focusing on the symptoms, because focusing on the symptoms themselves might make you more anxious and worried. And then you start going around this loop of anxiety, worry, and symptoms. And you get caught in that loop. And that's called the chronic symptom loop. So hopefully that was helpful, everybody. If you need help in this, if you want more support, reach out. That's what I do here for a living, one-to-one coaching and assessment, as well as group sessions. So you can find more information on my website, thepainpt.com. And I hope you guys are continuing to learn, continuing to move forward with some of this information. I'm going to continue to put it out there. So I really appreciate all your support, your likes, pass the word around, and spread the word. The mind-body conditions are very real. They're very, very common, and they're afflicting many, many people, and people are unaware of some of these processes. Take care, everybody. Talk to you next time.